That was a terrible way to end a terrible game. Welcome in, everybody, to the Sunday Night Postgame show here on the Rec Room Sports Hub. I am Alan Perales. I'll be joined by the Hall of Famer Scott Cope in just a little bit. Very lackluster game tonight. If there's one thing we found out tonight, the Eagles defense is for real. They did a really good job of shutting down this high-powered Detroit offense. Jared Goff looked rattled all night long. You know, credit to Detroit's defense. They played great tonight, holding Philadelphia's offense to just 16 points. I am still a little concerned about Philly's offense against some of these other teams. But that last call, that last pass interference call, that is why a lot of fans in the NFL do not trust officiating, whether it's in the college level or the NFL level. It's calls like that where it's ticky-tack. I mean, if anything, you could have said it was offensive pass interference on A.J. Brown more so than defensive pass interference. But it's ticky-tack things like that. That's just like, Detroit, I know their offense has not looked great tonight. And I doubt if they had gotten the ball back, they would have been able to do anything to get in the end zone or tie the game up. The Eagles defense was just playing so well tonight. It was if you're a fan of defense, it was a good game, Danny, but man, and Scott jumping in here, terrible way for that game to end. A terrible game. I mean, if you love defense, it's a pretty good game for you, but it's a terrible way to end a game like that.
Dan Campbell, horrible coach. Horrible. 0 for 5 on fourth downs. 14 of 37 your quarterback is. You're 0 for 5 on fourth down. You come out in the second half, first 3 possessions, out on downs, out on downs, out on downs. Don't try a field goal. You don't punt the ball. You don't do any of that stuff. You can be aggressive. You can't be this aggressive. I'm sorry. All the talent on that team, and this is what you do. I get he loves Jameson Williams. I get that. I get he loves his team, but you just can't put him in a position like that. And Jared Goff,
you should have been doing what has worked for you all night. Give the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs. Give the ball to David Montgomery. Let them run this game.
Yep.
Had they run the ball more than what they did tonight, we would be talking about them maybe going to overtime right now. And again, you can't, like Danny said, you can't put yourself in a position to let the officiating dictate the game.
You can't.
And that sucks. But it's calls like that too, Scott, why fans like us, especially college football nowadays, are less and less trusting of officiating because of calls like that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you can't take away from Nick Sirianni either. He goes for it on 4th and inches from his own 29. His own 29. Gives the Lions the ball back at 29. They kick a field goal finally. But you can't do that stuff. I mean, you just can't do it. Whoever's the coaches, you can't do something like that. And if Detroit scores a touchdown there, they're down 3. All 3 timeouts left. 2.5 minutes left in the game. If they get the ball back, they go down and kick a field goal. We're in overtime right now. You just can't as a coach. I don't care how you feel about your team. I don't care what your makeup of your team is, where in the game you are. You just can't put your team in a disadvantage like that. You can't do it. And both those guys did it.
Yeah. And I mean, I can understand doing that in a scenario like in Philadelphia tonight, where the wind is blowing like crazy and it's a cold environment. But if the roles were reversed and you were in Detroit tonight, that is a bad decision. That is a bad play call decision.
I think if you're in Detroit tonight, Detroit puts 35 up. I think that's the difference. Jared Goff on the road is terrible. 14 to 37. It's terrible. I'm under S.A. Brown, 2 catches, 12 targets. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing as a quarterback? I mean, Jameson Williams looks like the number 1 wide receiver on this team now. That's what it looks like right now. That's what Dan Campbell's trying to force into the Lions' offense is Jameson Williams, the number 1 wide receiver. So, I don't know.
I agree. Kind of agree with the simple.
I agree, Danny, 100%.
And look at the consequences from this game tonight. I know Philadelphia's ahead of Dallas by a wide margin. It's like a 4 or 5 game lead at this point. Dallas can make up a little bit of ground, but I don't think they're going to do enough to catch Philadelphia. So the East is pretty much it's pretty much theirs for the taking at this point. But in Detroit's case, you are now a full game behind not Green Bay, but Chicago.
Yeah.
Bears are 7-3 and lead the NFC North. Did anybody have that on their bingo card this year?
No, and worst part about it is who's the head coach?
Ben Johnson.
There you go.
The Bears are doing what the Broncos are doing in the AFC and what they did against Kansas City today. They're playing tough football, and then in the fourth quarter, they turn it on. They turn it on in the fourth quarter, and they win games late.
They're doing just enough to win games. I mean, the difference between the Bears and their opponents is like this right now. It's like this, and it's one mistake in the game. Same thing with the Broncos. It's like this, and one mistake in the game lets the Broncos win. And same thing with the Bears. I mean, again, my Patriots too, same thing. It's that one mistake that's allowing them to win games. All the good teams it happens, Colts, Patriots, Broncos, Bears. I mean, it's that one thing. And with the Lions and the Eagles, it's that one thing that makes the difference tonight. It's the decision-making of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Or the coach.
I said this earlier, Scott. I don't know how you feel, but I'm still not comfortable with Philadelphia's offense. Like, their defense is Super Bowl caliber. They're an elite level defense, but I'm still – you're missing 4 guys in that Detroit secondary, and you only put up 16 points.
Yeah, you know what the game plan was before the game? We're going to force the ball to A.J. Brown. He's going to get every target.
Every opportunity he can.
Yep. Whether he's covered, whether he's not covered, we're going to show him. That's what the coaching staff did tonight. We're going to show A.J. Brown. We're gonna basically say to A.J., okay, you chirped. We're going to give you every opportunity, whether you're covered or not, and we're going to expose you as a receiver. Because Devonta Smith was a non-factor tonight.
Nope.
Non-factor.
One free.
In the last 3 games, Devonta Smith's been the guy that's carried that receiving core. Dallas got it. 2 catches, 24 yards. Nothing.
AJ 7 catches for 49 yards.
Yeah,
like said, Scott, they were feeding him the ball tonight, all night.
He had like 12, 13 targets tonight. That was the game plan going in. AJ, you chirped. Okay, we're gonna throw you the ball. You're gonna have to make plays tonight, and he did not. So,
and again, the environment was very helpful for them.
It was.
And we'll get to who they got coming up here in a minute. But, if this was in any other building tonight, it's probably not in their favor.
If they were playing Dallas tonight, in Dallas, they'd have lost. Dallas would have beat them.
And I know people are going to say this about Dak because it's the same thing that the Eagles defense did this to Jared Goff tonight. They did it to Jordan Love last week. The difference between those 2 quarterbacks and Dak, and we saw it week 1, Dak can use his legs.
Yeah.
The Eagles defense does struggle a little bit with quarterbacks that can run. Bo Nix, they lost to Denver earlier this year.
Yep. Yep.
Bo Nix can use his legs.
The reason Dallas lost opening night was because of that delay. Had they not had that delay,
the Giants too. They lost to the Giants. Jackson Dart can use his legs.
Yep, but they'd have lost to Dallas opening night if there was not that delay. Dallas was playing really well, and they lost because of it. So, again, Philadelphia's not the best team in the NFC. Not even close.
And again, you go back to that week 1 game too, because look at how bad our defense has been since. That was the best our defense has looked, was against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And that kind of tells you kind of how subpar the Eagles offense has been this year.
Jalen Hurts had 30 yards passing at halftime, I think. 30 yards passing. That guy is not a good quarterback. I'm sorry. He's not. I'm out on the Eagles. I do not think they're going to win the NFC. I'm out on them.
I'm
tonight.
Like right now, team we're going to see next Sunday, Scott, the LA Rams. That would be the team I would bet on in the NFC right now.
Stafford had a miserable game. Devontae Adams, 1 catch, 1 yard, 1 touchdown on 8 targets. And they beat the Seahawks because Sam Darnold turned into Sam Darnold from the Jets today. 4 interceptions. I mean, that's what the Rams do to teams. That's what they do to teams. They're good. They're really good. I mean, I like the Rams a lot. I like the Seahawks. I even like Chicago better than I do Philadelphia right now.
Again, did anybody have that on their bingo card this year?
No.
That's crazy to even think of.
No, it's their quarterback. It's the Eagles' quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts. He's not a good thrower of the ball. I mean, if anybody watched that game tonight, you saw it. He does not throw the ball well.
He did miss a couple throws too. That were low. He missed a couple high ones, and people probably say, "Oh, it was the wind." Well, guess what? Jared Goff had the same problem, and he still threw for more passing yards. So,
the vulnerability of the Lions is when they go on the road to a cold weather environment. Jared Goff is terrible. Jalen Hurts is just not a good quarterback. He's a running back, glorified running back, playing quarterback. Lamar is better than him throwing the ball. He runs. Drake May runs. He's better than Hurts throwing the ball. I mean, any running quarterback in the NFL almost is better, except Justin Fields, than Jalen Hurts. So,
yeah. Well, looking at the stats tonight, Goff, like you mentioned, 14 of 37, 255. A lot of that was dump passes to his running back Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
One touchdown to Jamison Williams. He had the 1 pick early in the game that led to the first field goal. Gibbs only 12 for 39. Montgomery 6 for 27. Again, I think if you would have run the ball a lot more, you would have had better success tonight on offense. Gibbs,
6 carries for a guy that had 17 touchdowns last year and 1,000 yards. 6 carries. Really? Makes no sense. No sense.
Gibbs also led the team in receiving, by the way, 5 for 107. His career high 107 in receiving yards tonight. Jameson, you mentioned that they were feeding him a lot tonight, 4 for 88 in that touchdown. Amon-Ra only 2 for 42. And nobody else really got a look. There was a couple that was thrown to Khalif Raymond. I think he got a couple targets. There was a couple targets to tight ends. He didn't have one. It was Goff was just rattled. The Eagles defense rattled him up tonight.
Why? Okay, you got Williams, you got St. Brown. Why are you throwing to Khalif Raymond? Why? What is the purpose? Tim Patrick, who used to be on the Lions. I mean,
why are we throwing 15-yard in routes on first down when you have 2 of the better running backs in the NFL?
Montgomery gets 15 carries tonight. He's going to get about 75 yards, and he's probably going to score. Dan Campbell is too aggressive for his own doing. Sorry. It just is.
It's these bright light games in which you're playing against a tough-ish type of an opponent, and he freezes. It freezes on him. There's a couple times last year where he could have lost to Tampa Bay, or they lost to Washington big time in the divisional round because of that same scenario, because Washington just kind of outplayed him in that game. And it's just what Dan Campbell's been.
Danny just made a comment. Put that up for a minute. Okay. The reason why he took over play calling duties was because Johnny Morton was not getting the ball to Jameson. So why don't you tell him, I want Jameson to get 8 targets a game instead of ripping the play calling duties away from the guy? Why? I mean, it makes no sense what's going on there right now. 0 sense. You're a head coach. If you tell your coach to do something and he doesn't do it, you fire him. It's just like any job. If you're a worker and your boss tells you to do something, you don't do it, you're fired. Same thing in coaching. If you're told to do something and you don't do it, you're fired. Mm-hmm. I guarantee he would do it. So Dan Campbell doesn't need to take play calling duties over. After tonight, he ought to give him back. I'm so out in Detroit right now, in Philadelphia. When are we going to get a good time?
Detroit, Philadelphia, Danny 100% agrees with you.
Yep.
Both teams did not look. Philadelphia has not looked good the last 2 weeks offensively. In Green Bay last week, they looked awful. Only a 10-7 game, by the way, in case anybody was wondering about that. Looking at the Eagles tonight, Hurts 14-28, 135 is all he passed for tonight. Saquon 26 carries for 83. Tank Bigsby, welcome to the Philadelphia. Tank Bigsby 4 for 34.
What was that?
And we mentioned it earlier. AJ Brown 7 for 49 led the Eagles in receiving tonight, but everybody else was kind of a no-show. Devontae only 1 catch for 8 yards.
I think the rest of the receiving corps just was at the mercy of AJ Brown going ballistic in this Madden game. He basically called the offense crap. He said the offense is crap. Mm-hmm. And so Nick Sirianni said, I'm going to fix you, man. Here you go. And he fixed him tonight. He looked awful. He looked so bad tonight.
And here's the thing. They struggled against the bad Cowboys defense week 1.
Yep.
Now you got Logan Wilson coming in. Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker are back. You got a rookie corner making his NFL debut. DeMarvion Overshown's back. Oh, and by the way, here's Quinnen Williams for your troubles. So I'm not saying the Cowboys defense is going to be a whole lot better than what they were week 1, but if the Eagles are not careful on offense, that this Cowboys defense could have their best game of the year.
And I don't like bringing it up, but I'll bring it up anyway. It's the first home game since the incident happened with Neyland.
Because they're in Vegas tomorrow night, so
there's going to be a ton of emotion in that building that night.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, they're already planning to. They're like, I think for the rest of the year, they're going to wear the 94 decal on their helmet. Yep. Jerry, I think he's got something planned for that home game too, for Marshawn. So either that game or Thanksgiving, he's going to do it. So
you're going to see a dialed-in team tomorrow night in Dallas, and you're going to see a dialed-in team even more Sunday against Philadelphia. So I think I like the Cowboys both.
And suddenly, too, Scott, that Thanksgiving game against Kansas City looks winnable now after what I saw from Kansas City today.
I think you can win the next 3 games. I think you can beat you should beat Las Vegas tomorrow night. I think you can beat Philly. Philly's exposed themselves, and I think you could beat Kansas City because Kansas City is not the Kansas City that we know and love. So, unfortunately.
So looking in for the next three here for Detroit, looks like they are on a bye week next week.
No, they're not on the bye week next week, are they? Yeah, they are.
No. The 16th.
No, they already had a bye week. They've already had a bye week.
Yeah.
They just
So,
couldn't-
I keep forgetting we still play tomorrow. That's my fault. They got the Giants next Sunday. It's the early game. They're at home, so that should be a win. Big rematch with the Packers the following week. That's on Thanksgiving. They'll host that Thanksgiving game, the quick turnaround there. And then they'll play a week from that game on a back-to-back Thursday night against the Cowboys. So 3 straight home games for them. But, we'll see. They got that. And then they go to L.A. after our game on Thursday night. So
Right. So, I mean, they're in a dome from now until the end of the year. They play Chicago at the end of the year.
Minnesota, Chicago at the end of the year. Yep.
Minnesota's a dome. So for the next 5 weeks, they're now in a dome. So if Jared Goff is the Jared Goff we think he is, he's going to perform well in the domes in the next 5 weeks. But the Jared Goff I saw tonight leaves me a little questioning whether he can do that. So
suddenly that Bears-Lions game, Week 18, looks like it could be for the NFC North.
Of course, we had that on our bingo card, like you said. So,
looking at Philadelphia's next games, obviously we mentioned they go to Dallas next Sunday. That's going to be the afternoon game. Then they host Chicago on Thursday Night Football. No, that's Black Friday. They have Chicago on Black Friday, which that's not going to be an easy game now.
Nope.
And then you turn around and play Monday night the week after in LA against the Chargers. And then you got Vegas, Washington, Buffalo, and Washington to end the season.
Vegas, Washington.
They go to Buffalo. So.
I could see them. I could see them losing 3 games the rest of the year. Would not surprise me. Maybe 4. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. There's a bunch of teams today that exposed themselves for being in trouble. The Chargers. What the heck?
Chargers.
What on earth was that today?
Yeah. I'm not sold on Houston anymore. I kind of mentioned it this morning. Tennessee did cover. Not the best game. Atlanta's fallen off now. Carolina won that game in overtime.
Atlanta's done. I think Drake London's done for a while. He has the same injury as Garrett Wilson. I think he might be done for a little bit. He might be back next week. I don't know.
Honestly, if not for Jameis being Jameis, you could say the Packers could have lost today.
Yes. If Jackson Dowd was a quarterback, Packers would have lost.
Sam Darnold did not look great today. Their defense did play well, but Sam Darnold did not look great. Same with Matthew Stafford, but I trust the Rams more in any of these situations. San Francisco honestly looked like the best team in the NFC today. Fully healthy, you get Purdy back, you get Pearsall back, you have George Kittle 100%. That team could be dangerous coming down the line.
I think Chicago might have looked the best today, to be honest. Going into Minnesota and shutting down Justin Jefferson, and that running game for Minnesota was non-existent, not for the most part. I'd be imagine the Bears in the NFC title game.
Yeah, Chargers did not look good.
They didn't leave Los Angeles this week. They're still there. Yeah. It's awful. I mean, some of these. If I'm the Patriots, I want to see the Chargers in the first round because they should have no problem with them.
I mean, looking at it from a standpoint, Buffalo did give up 32 points, but Josh Allen had a historic game today. I still think that if them going on the road, them playing a good team, a semi-good team is still questionable at times. Baltimore, yet another win, but Pittsburgh did
They
win,
looked
although
Baltimore did not look good at all. Lamar was terrible today.
And I hate saying this, but I think the only reason Baltimore won was because of Shedeur Sanders.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Bobby G said in the comments he got a ticket for the game next week. He's going to try to sell it for $300. You might have to reassess that, Bobby. I don't think it's.
Yeah. Denver did look good. Denver looked good today, and even without Surtain, they played very well defensively today.
Defensively, they played well. Offensively, Bo Nix is just still. It's Bo Nix.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of quarterbacks were terrible today. It was supposed to be a really good week. I didn't see many good quarterback performances this week. And Josh Allen, yes. Jacoby
and Aaron Rodgers might be out for a bit with
which means it's Mason Rudolph injury, which is great for DK Metcalf because it seemed like his routes get deeper and deeper in the game when Mason Rudolph was in. And with Aaron Rodgers, it was all 3-yard passes, and then DK has to make a play. So it may be better for the offense, but Jaylen Warren got hurt today, so that could be a big one if he's out. So again, injuries are a big factor today. Jaylen Warren, Michael Penix, Drake London. Just it keeps going. It doesn't stop. So.
Yeah, I think the Rams could come out of the NFC this year. It's looking like it.
Yeah, if the Rams get the 1 seed, nobody's going to beat them in LA. I don't think. If they have to go on the road to Philadelphia in the title game, it may be cold.
Because the LA crowd will show out more for the Rams than they do the Chargers. So
yeah, no question.
Especially since the Rams won a Super Bowl recently. So.
And they can do it again this year. There's nobody in the AFC I would say could beat them. And I'm including my Patriots. I don't think anybody's.
I was going to say, I think the Patriots actually looked best out of the AFC this week. I know it was the Jets, but.
Yeah, and the Colts were off this week. The Colts might be the biggest winner out of everybody. But their schedule's about to get like.
They play Kansas City this upcoming week, so.
They have the Jags twice. They have Houston. They have Kansas City. I think they have Seattle. So they're not. They're not. There's no pushovers there. So if you want to make a bet, Patriots number 1 seed in the AFC might not be such a bad bet.
All of a sudden now, Indy 8-2, Jacksonville 6-4, Houston 5. A division we thought it was Houston's for the taking. All of a sudden, they're third place in the division right now. And the only team that's looked worse than them is Tennessee, who gave them a fighting punch to the mouth today.
Take out today's game. Does Jacksonville look like a good team? Trevor Lawrence is not good. I agree with Sam 100%. Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback. So I don't know how they're doing this, but they're doing it. Maybe I underestimated them, but I just don't think Jacksonville's a good team. So,
looking at their wins, you got a win against a bad Carolina team week 1. Houston week 3, which they were still injured to hell and back.
Yep.
49ers team that was injured to hell and back that are starting to get healthy.
Yep.
Kansas City, which, they've been kind of a mess all year. Your losses, Seattle,
and that's
the
a good
Rams.
Loss. The Rams are a good loss.
The Bengals. That's not a good loss at this point.
And the Colts,
I think that was with Joe Burrow though. So,
I also believe the Colts are playing the. Did the Colts play the Rams? Yeah, they did play the Rams. They're playing the 49ers and the Seahawks still too. So the division's still there for the taking. It's not over.
You only beat the Raiders because they missed the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that was
Chargers are missing both their tackles, so I can't really put much on that.
Right.
And you also blew a 27-point lead to Davis Mills and the Texans the week prior. So
yeah. So yeah, I don't think Jacksonville's a good team.
I can't really take Jacksonville seriously right now. So
Well, there's 2 teams out of the playoffs right now that can get Jacksonville. Although Kansas City's now 3 games behind them. No, 2 games behind them because they lost to them, so they lose the tiebreaker.
three and a half games behind Denver for the West right now.
The West is over. I think even Tana will say that now that the division is basically done. Kansas City would have to run the table and get help. I don't think it's going to happen. Might, but I don't think it's going to happen.
If the season ended today, you would have the Broncos. You would have the Broncos as the number 1 seed. You would have the Patriots hosting Jacksonville round 1. You would have the Colts hosting the Chargers. You would have Pittsburgh hosting Buffalo round 1, where Houston would actually get in over Kansas City because they are ahead of them. Right now, Kansas City's number 9.
Yeah. I mean, Kansas City's out of it right now. I mean, they have to beat the Colts next week. If they don't beat the Colts, this could get really bad in a hurry. So that's a have to have it for the Chiefs.
Yep. Likewise on
game. Chiefs do.
So right now the Eagles would have the number 1 seed over the Rams because of head-to-head win percentage.
Yep.
But I don't know if they face off this year. I don't think they do.
The Rams lost to the Eagles. Remember, the Rams were up by all those points in like week 3,
and they came back and won. Yep.
So the Rams.
That was one of the Rams' losses this year. Rams would host the 49ers in a division matchup there, and a healthy 49ers team. So that would actually be a really good game. Bears would host the Packers. A Packers team that I don't know what's going on with half the time. And that lost last time they played Chicago, I think, in Green Bay. Well, no, they won in Green Bay, but if they go to Chicago, it's going to be tough for them. And then we would see Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in the last one. So
it's not going to be easy in the NFC. Not at all. You're going to have to earn it. That's why I don't think the Eagles are getting there. I think they're going to be out.
And here's the thing with Tampa: they lead the North, they lead the NFC South right now, but they're only a half game ahead of Carolina. Carolina's 6-5. So
yeah, but
I agree with you. I don't buy stock into Carolina, but we've seen crazier things happen before.
I mean, Tampa just lost to New England, lost to Buffalo, and they're playing the Rams next week. Good luck with that. Good luck. And it's out in L.A. It's not at Tampa. It's in L.A. So they have to go across the country. I think it's a Sunday night. It's the Sunday night game next week.
Yeah, Sunday night game in L.A. Tampa and the Rams. So for Carolina plays next Monday night against the 49ers on the road.
Why?
Then they have the Rams. Then they have the Rams at home. Then they go to the Saints, which that's going to be a And they lost to the Saints last time, so the Saints might catch them again. And then they got Tampa twice in Seattle in the middle to end the season. So it might not even matter at this point.
There you go. Atlanta's 3-7. They're awful. They're awful. Raheem Morris needs to be fired. They're awful. All the talent on that team, and you're 3-7. That's unbelievable. To me, that's unbelievable to me.
I know that makes somebody in our group chat happy.
Yes, it does.
Because that means he's gonna go get some steak afterwards.
Yes, I know. So, I mean, Atlanta's demise is to maybe Dallas's benefit, because I can see the Cowboys getting in the playoffs as a 6 or a 7 seed.
If we can make a run, yes.
If you win the next 3 games, you're going to get in, I think.
Yeah. if you count next 4, it's going to be tough because you do have the Raiders, but then the 3 after that is Philly, Kansas City, Detroit.
But I as you said, well, as I said, Philadelphia I'm out on them, so they could beat them because of all the emotion going. And if you remember, it's almost like the New Orleans game when Katrina, the year after Katrina, there was so much emotion in that building. Same thing in Dallas. There's going to be so much emotion in that building. Then you play Kansas City on Thanksgiving, and we don't know what Kansas City team is going to show up. We just don't. Is it going to be the Kansas City team you saw for 3 quarters against Denver? Or is it going to be the Kansas City team?
There's a good chance that they lose to the Colts next Sunday.
Yeah.
We would be talking. We're going to start having conversations of what's going on with Kansas City. Are they even going to make the playoffs? Does somebody need to be fired after this year, or does there need to be? I don't think so, but there could be rumblings, especially if you lose back-to-back to Indy and Dallas.
I personally think nobody will be fired because, again, they've been so good for so long. To have one bad year. I mean, you played a lot of football in the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. To ask them to come back, it's almost like the Dodgers mindset. Mm-hmm. Bored in the regular season. Let's get through the regular season. Let's just make the playoffs, and then we'll be fine. But along the way, guess what? You forgot. You need to win games in the regular season to get into the playoffs.
Your team is getting older.
Yes.
You got an older team. Like your wide receiver crew, other than Rashee Rice, is Hollywood Brown, who's been in the league a while. Juju, who's been in the league a while.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Worthy's a rookie, but he's been kind of up and down lately. You have no running game to speak of.
Right, you relying on Kareem Hunt, right?
Kareem Hunt did a good job today, but he once stifled, they made Kansas City one-dimensional. Yeah. Mahomes is starting to run out of excuses. Kelsey's getting up there in age. This might be Kelsey's last year, I think.
I think so. I think he was. I don't think he was close to retirement last year, but I think as the season goes on, he's thought about it, and he's getting married too to Taylor Swift, and sometimes that changes guys' mindset of I don't want to really go through the grind anymore. So
see, I agree with you, Danny, but they're not going to do it because the Panthers have a winning record, so they're still going to keep that game in there, or at least right now they still have a winning record. So
and it's against San Francisco too, and San Francisco is one of the best marquee teams in the NFL. So
it's going to draw eyeballs.
Danny,
from California, from the West Coast crowd.
Danny, not this week coming with the Panthers, but the following week on Monday night, Allen could pull it up. It's not going to be very pretty either, but it's going to stay on Monday night.
Giants, Patriots.
Because of Jackson Dart, and the Patriots will probably beat the Bengals. Based on
you've got the New York market, and you've got the Patriots, who are playing very well right now. So,
who in everybody's mind in the NFL are back as a top flight organization with Vrabel. So yeah, they won't move that game either. If Dallas, New England, or the New York market teams are on Monday night, they ain't moving that game. It's staying. So.
I know this is a couple weeks away, but looking ahead to the Thanksgiving week schedule, you got Packers and Lions the first game, Chiefs Cowboys the second game, the night game is Bengals Ravens. We might get Joe Burrow back for that game. Who knows if they even play him at all? The good game might be the Black Friday game. Might be Bears Eagles might be a decent game. Yeah. Looking at the rest of that week, doesn't look like there's many good games at all. I mean, you could say maybe Bills Steelers, but that's stretching it a bit. The Sunday night game is Broncos Commanders.
Oh, God.
It's like,
when are we going to get a good Sunday night game? It was supposed to be tonight. It wasn't. Last week, Steelers Chargers was terrible.
It's literally the Thanksgiving schedule, other than really the first game. It's like all good teams against all bad teams the whole week. It's not going to be a good week at all.
No, and the Monday night game that week is, as we said, Giants Patriots. So that's a bad team against a really good team. So I'm sorry. They need to flex Broncos Commanders out. They need to put something else in there. That's not good.
Five field goals, but at the end of the day, they still put points on the board. So it's better than. I mean, this is the contrast in coaching styles too, Scott. We saw it tonight with Dan Campbell going for it on fourth down 5 times, whereas with Sean Payton, say what you want about him, kicked 5 field goals. They ended up winning the game.
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? Denver was lucky to win today.
Yeah.
Kansas City didn't show up offensively. I mean, Tanner will even tell you. They didn't show up offensively in the first 3 quarters. And then they said, we got to stop playing. And then they started clicking. So, I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs. I really don't. I mean, I don't know if it's the line. I don't know if it's the defense. I don't know if it's they're just tired out from playing too much football. I don't know if the mindset is we'll be fine. We'll get to the playoffs. No worries. Well, you lose to the Colts, like you said, and now you're going to start worrying because you'd be 5-6, and then you got to go on the road to Dallas. Short week for Thanksgiving. You're not used to it. Dallas is used to it every year in, year out. They have a veteran team. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot to worry about for Kansas City if they lose to the Colts. And they could. If Jonathan Taylor goes for 150 yards, they'll lose it to the Colts. I don't care. So.
By the way, if you want to buy a ticket to that game tomorrow night, the lowest ticket is $373. So if you want to go watch a game in the Death Star, or watch the Cowboys play, it's $373.
But the following week in Las Vegas, you could probably find much, much cheaper tickets. I'll let Alan look it up.
Yeah, it's the Browns, isn't it?
It's the Browns Raiders. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure you can.
I was gonna say you can get standing room only in AT&T Stadium for like $20. So
yeah, I mean there are affordable tickets in almost every NFL stadium except one.
There was a lot of officiating blunders today, especially in the. As long as Leon let the Leon let, what was it, Thanksgiving in Old Cowboy Stadium, and it was snowing.
Miami.
It was in Miami. It was snowing in Miami for reasons we don't know. Florida never gets snow, but they go to Miami for that. I want to say it was Thanksgiving that year.
Yes, it was.
Which is odd for them to be on a road game on Thanksgiving, but
no, they were home. They were home against Miami in the snow game.
Home. Was it at home against the snow?
Yep, it was home.
It was a home, and then of course, the extra point gets blocked. Leon Lett tries to get it, and it ends up going out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, and all his teammates were like, "Stay away." Everybody was waving off, "Stay away, stay away, stay away." And Leon Lett was like, "Nope, I'm gonna go get that ball. It's my ball."
I was gonna say Leon Lett is a great player, though. He's a great player.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that when people say Leon Lett, that's the first thing they go to is that Thanksgiving Day blunder.
Yeah, they lose the game to Dan Marino in Miami, but they ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. So
yep,
that's fine. It's fine. Yep. Game balls for Week 11, Scott.
I have no game balls to give today. It was so bad today. I mean, where do you go? Josh Allen?
Okay, I mean, Josh Allen's 6 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 picks at the beginning of the game.
I mean, I played him in like 3 fantasy leagues, and I won 2 of them, so I consider myself lucky. Yeah, Josh Allen's one, obviously. I mean, when you do something like that, he's Superman. When he's Superman, he does things like this. And there was no Keon Coleman. Khalil Shakir caught one ball for -3 yards today. And some guy named Shavers was the leading receiver. Whoever the heck this guy is, I have no
They're
idea.
pulling guys out of the woodwork now.
I guess. I don't know. On the NFC, on the second game ball, I don't know who the heck they give it to. I mean, there really wasn't a outstanding. What do you top of your head?
You want to hear this stat today, Scott? I just saw this. You want to hear this stat? Cardinals lost 41-22 to San Francisco today. Jacoby Brissett was 47 of 57 for 452, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
NFL record for completions in the game. He was really good. I mean, Michael Wilson, 185 yards. I don't like giving game balls out to teams that lost, so that's why.
Trey McBride also had 105 yards.
Yep. So Jacoby Brissett has been really, really good. I don't think Kyle is ever getting his job back again. I think he's out of Arizona at the end of the year. I think they're going to trade him someplace.
I got 2 if you don't have a second.
Go ahead. I'll try to think of a second one off the top of my head.
So first one is going to be from Thursday night. Travion Henderson, the touchdown hat trick. He was phenomenal in that game. Secondary one, I guess you could say Drake May also from that game, but I'll go Travion. And then the second one, I'm going to say Bryce Young, who looked great today. 31, 45, 488, career high in passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Carolina gets the overtime win.
I mean, my second game ball, I hate giving game balls to stud guys, but Christian McCaffrey. I mean, what can't that guy do on a football field when he's healthy? I mean, fantasy-wise, the 2 years he's been healthy, the 3 years he's been healthy, he's finished 1, 2, and 2 as a running back. So, again, he's their guy. If he ever went down, the 49ers would be totally screwed. So, yeah, McCaffrey would be my second game ball. Other than that, there were a lot of close games. There were really bad close games. There was not a lot of good.
I was saying, man, if you had Jacoby Brissett in fantasy today, even with the 2 interceptions, still completing 47 passes and getting over 450 yards.
I didn't face him. He's not any place. I can't find him. He's not in any of my leagues to pick up. I mean, I was starting Aaron Rodgers in the league today, Joe Flacco. I benched Drake May for Matt Stafford. That didn't pan out that well. But
I would probably give an honorary game ball today to Nakobe Dean from tonight's game. Because anybody knows Dean's situation. He's been out the first 2 years of his NFL career due to really bad injury he suffered at Georgia. He's been doing so much to get back to playing football. I think they showed today that he was even taking ballet lessons at one point to try to get himself back into shape, to give himself back into form. And he had an amazing game tonight. He got a lot of spotlight time tonight. So I'll also give Kobe Dean a shout out. The
other guy in a losing effort, Jack Campbell, 15 tackles tonight for the Lions. That's a lot of tackles. So I would give it a game ball, and I'd give
Myles Garrett again, 4 sacks in a losing effort today.
It's too bad that the Browns can't figure this stuff out and give their fans a winning team, because you're wasting that guy's talent. I mean, you're gonna have to trade him. I think he's not signing in Cleveland again. He's going someplace where he can win a title. So it behooves Cleveland to look at maybe trading him at some point in the next couple of years here. You're paying him a ton of money, too, $40 million a year. You're getting your money's worth from him, but you're not getting your money's worth from anybody else. In their quarterback situation, Shador looked terrible today.
There's even talks. I think Bobby said this too. There's even talks that Deshaun Watson might play at the end of the year. So
yeah, I heard that in the radio. On a couple of weeks ago that there's a guy in Cleveland who's a talk show host that said, don't be surprised if Deshaun Watson gets 1 or 2 starts at the end of the year. So you got to play him. He's all money's guaranteed. You're gonna have to play him. It's a shame. It really is a shame.
Yeah. Well, Scott, next week we should have a good one. Tampa Bay, LA. Hopefully, it's not a bad one like
I'm
these.
not
These
counting.
games.
I'm not counting on it. I'm not counting on it. No, it should really be a good game. Tampa needs to win. Again, it's another got to have a game for Tampa. They lose. I know the division's terrible. Do you really want to win a division at 8 and 9 again, like they did a couple of years ago? I wouldn't.
Right.
I
Right.
wouldn't.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so Tampa's got to have it, and you're going to the Rams, who are now sitting right behind the Eagles at number 2. So
And have the perennial MVP favorite in Matthew Stafford as well. So
I think he took a step back today. I think Drake May now is the favorite. I think he took a step back today. So, but it's close. I mean, if Stafford throws for 350 and 4 touchdowns next Sunday night, he'll be back in the lead.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, speaking of, we ended today with a terrible pass interference call, and we started the day with a terrible pass interference call in the Miami-Washington game. So,
I guess we're here to watch the refs perform and not the players. I guess that's what it is then. I guess because the refs seem like they took over today in a way that they haven't all year long.
mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if I can find it out right now. Stafford's the slight favorite for MVP over Drake May.
Yeah, that number might change a little bit.
Stafford's plus 150, May's plus 185, Josh Allen's plus 475, Jonathan Taylor's plus 650. And then everybody else is firing away. So it's a 4-horse race right now in terms of people.
Yep. Well, Scott, what we got going on the rest of this week before we get out of here?
Do we have any more football games between now and Wednesday?
I mean, my game tomorrow night, but
that might be a better game than what we saw tonight.
That might be, and then we got action. So,
that's true. And NBA and NHL. So for me, I might make an appearance on Rec Room Sports as myself this week, not Jerry. Jerry's taking a little break here. I think we need to see the Cowboys win some games before Jerry comes back. He needs ammunition to load up when he joins
by the way, Ohio is 33.5 point favorites over US.
I'd take Ohio. Baseball show Wednesday night, Hot Stove number 2. I'm sure we'll get into a lot more Hot Stove. Well, actually, you know what?
I'm sure coaching, manager stuff. I know Josh Naylor signed an extension with the Mariners today, so we'll probably talk about that. And some other player predictions maybe of where we think players will end up going. But we'll get into all that with Jonathan on Wednesday.
I'm sure the show will start with a heated Jonathan rant about Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge, but we'll save that for Wednesday. Thursday's
and then he has to talk about his new manager, which he's not happy about.
No, he's not. He is not happy at all. He wanted DeRosa, I think, and he's getting Walt Weiss. So, who managed in Colorado was a failure, as all managers in Colorado are. So,
pretty much.
Thursday's false start Thursday, and then locking in this week on the weekend. Where Alan had a good college weekend.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I did. I don't know how I did today, honestly.
I think I was 3-2. I want to say.
I know. I got the Chiefs bet wrong, and I know Tanner's mad at me for that. So
no, he said you banned for 2. You banned for 2 weeks. So
banned for 2 weeks. Yeah.
I hit both tonight, Barkley and AJ Brown. So I went 3-2. So not a bad week. And then locking in again on the weekends. I don't think Tanner will be mad at you because his college football selections have been like this close to hitting, and he's not happy with it, as we heard this morning. So I don't know if we'll have a show Saturday. Tan's thinking about canceling that Saturday show is still basketball. So,
Yeah, and the joke is, for those who don't know, I reverse cursed Tennessee when OU played them in Neyland Stadium a couple weeks ago because I picked them on the spread and they ended up losing. I did the same thing to Alabama last Saturday. We ended up beating Alabama, and I picked Tanner's Chiefs today just out of the blue, and they ended up losing to Denver.
So everybody, you can lock it in now. First bet from Allen next Saturday is Missouri over Oklahoma. You got to go back to the well. I mean, you've done it twice. You got to do it again.
I can't do it with Missouri. Missouri is on a third-string quarterback, and
okay.
I just can't do it against
Yeah,
Missouri. I know that they have the best running back in the country. I get that, but you know what? So did Michigan at the start of the season, and look what happened to him. So,
well, the spread in that game is only 9.5, so it's not big.
No. So. It's because our offense can't really score that much. Most of our scoring was from defense. So,
but that's it. That's what I got.
Yeah, same thing for me.
Hold on before you go. And a major announcement coming from me on Saturdays, locking in. Oh, actually, it might be on the baseball show. I might do it on the baseball show instead. So
cool. Same for me, except Tuesday, Sam and I are going to be doing On the Mat. We'll be talking about professional wrestling, everything going on with that. So, should be a fun time. Yeah. Danny's a Tide fan, so looks like so.
Danny, I agree with you can't rant with the batting average like that, but if it was any year to get another guy at the MVP, it was this year with Cal Raleigh, where he did so much. But I would lean toward agreeing with you that the batting average was probably the difference in all the stats, underlying stats. But
in reality, the votes that mattered were split. The votes that mattered were split on the decision. The ones that weren't undecisive, honestly, were kind of biased.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being truly honest, because I looked this up, because the AL Central was all 50-50, the AL East was all 50-50. The AL West, however, both Astros writers, both Rangers writers, and one A's writer, I believe, voted for Aaron Judge. So it was biased in the AL West against Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, when it's 50-50 one way for two divisions, and then the third division is 5-0, 6-0 in favor of one guy. It's kind of, and why wouldn't you want
it was 5-5, 5-5, 7-3 in the AL West.
Yeah.
7-3 in the AL West.
It's just kind of strange. You wouldn't want a guy in your division to win the MVP.
Well,
just kind of strange.
Yeah, I don't understand why the Rangers did that. I know we have a deep hatred for the Mariners that goes a long way back, but the Astros, I guess I kind of see that because of the whole 2017 thing with the cheating scandal and them getting hated by the league. And of course, here lately, the Astros-Mariners rivalry has been really good. Honestly, and I'm a Rangers fan, so if you ask me, it was biased against Aaron Judge. It was the reason why he lost the MVP. It has. I don't think it has anything to do with the stats. I don't think it has anything to do with how Judge performed over Cal Raleigh this year. Because again, in the AL East, in Aaron Judge's own division, it was split 50-50. In the AL Central, it was split 50-50. But in the AL West, the division that Cal Raleigh plays in, the two teams that hate Seattle the most, unanimously voted against it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree.
And we'll get all into that on Wednesday, I'm sure.
Oh, we will.
We get that. So, But yeah, we're an hour in, and I'm sure Whit's going to kill me if we go any farther. So, anything else, Scott, before we end off tonight?
All set.
All right. Guys, have a great night. We'll be back next Sunday night to recap Tampa Bay, LA, which should be a really good game. Until then, love y'all. Stay safe. Have a great night. Take care.
See ya.